All right, so there we go. Welcome to the Mind Blowing Happiness Circle. I'm so honored and happy to have you guys in my presence today. I know there's a lot going on, so I'm glad you set aside some time for yourself. If you are just arriving into the space, you can get a pen and paper, if you need a glass of water, a blanket. I thought about sitting on the floor, but it was going to be more work. So I'm sitting in my chair. But whatever it is to make you feel comfortable and good for the next 50 minutes or so that we're going to spend together. And I'm going to start by popping just a little kind of hello, little icebreaker in the chat. And I just curious what city you're in, what your favorite season is, and if you can give one word for how you're feeling right now. And I will start and then I'll put mine in the chat. But let me see if I can go and grab this so that I can pop it in here for you. And if you follow me, you know that I was living in Florida for a while. I'm back in Georgia. Um, my favorite season is the spring. And I realized, like, I haven't had spring in a few years. So it makes kind of a nice metaphor if um, if you don't have winter, you don't get to have spring, right? So you never get to see a bloom like that excitement of things arising fresh and new if you don't go through difficult times. And I say that because I think that probably most of us in this space would agree that we are going through a difficult time now as a nation, as a people. So my hope is that on the other side of this will be the spring, the blooming. All right, I see you. So Tara's Atlanta, winter. Okay. And you're feeling right now is acceptance. Okay, good. Jennifer, I hear you. Hicksville, you like the fall, feeling scattered. I promised I would put mine in here as well. So I am in, uh, I'll call it Atlanta suburbs. And favorite season is spring. And I'm actually feeling excited. I did some work putting this together for you guys. I hope you really enjoy it. And it got me to thinking about some things in a little bit of a different way. So did we get everybody in there who wanted to put anything in the chat for now? Okay. I see Betty is in Oregon and you love summer. You say you love it because you're from Africa, but I'm not sure. I think you might just love it. I'm from New York and I don't love the winter. That's why I say that. But I guess I don't know. Um, and how are you feeling? Like starting, in this moment. One word for how you're feeling right now, if you want to. I don't know, somebody seems to be having a hard time getting in. Okay, yay, excited. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with taking a few cleansing breaths together. I like to do it with a little bit of Reiki energy. So if you could just rub your hands together and generate some warmth there. And then go ahead and take your right hand to your heart. Take your left hand to your belly button, actually. And just check in with yourself. There's a lot going on if you're here in the US. Let your shoulders drop. So let the shoulders relax. I have a tendency to go like this, so let them relax. And then we're going to go ahead and take our left ear to our left shoulder. Go like that and just get a stretch in the neck there. Bring your chin to your chest. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. So just opening up the neck with a few neck rolls. Stretching that out, letting the shoulders be soft. And then when you come through center, let the chin drop to the chest. And then bring your chin back up into a neutral position. And from here, we're gonna notice our heart. See if you can find the beating of your heart. See if you can find the rise and fall of your breath right at your belly button there. And then inhale through your nose, let your belly fill, and exhale it out with a sigh. I can't hear you, so you can be loud as you want. The louder, the better. Let's do that two more times. So inhale through the nose. Let the belly fill. So not the chest. Let the air go into the belly. Hold it at the top and sigh it out. And we'll do that one last time. So inhale through the nose. Let the belly fill. Hold the breath at the top. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And then release it with a sigh. Take the right hand over the left hand. And I want you to think about your intention for the time that we're spending together today. So, what made you log in today? Why did you show up for this? Were you looking for, maybe some peace or some healing? Maybe you wanted to be in community, maybe some clarity or some focus. Think about what that one word is. And then I want you to think about your one word for February. So, that's the month that's ahead of us. So do you want it to be that same word, or is there something else that comes forth? Just think about what that word might look like. I was thinking about this today before we got together, and I was thinking my word for February is mastery, which is a word I've never used before. I have some things that I'm focusing on that I want to get better at. And even with things going on in this kind of political environment, things that I want to get better at. So mastery might be a word that works for you. It could be abundance or prosperity or wellness. So see what feels right. And then go ahead and take your hands, press them together. We're going to press them into the middle of our chest here. So we're all ladies in this space right now. So that's right in between the breasts. And that is our heart center, which is our energetic heart. So go ahead and press your intention in there. All right. Then we're going to release that and come into our first part, which is our guided meditation. So you should be in a comfortable seat, back is straight. If you're on the ground and you want to lie flat, you can do that. The only thing is you want to make sure that you don't accidentally fall asleep. So if you're alert, you can lie flat. But it is important that your spine is straight. It makes a big difference with the flow of energy in your body. And if you are seated in a chair, you want your feet to be flat on the floor or as close to being flat on the floor as you can. You might even want to take your shoes off. It helps a little bit more with grounding. And then once you get there, you can choose your hand posture. So palms facing up is more of a receptive posture. If you want maybe some inspiration, palms down is where I'm going to go today. And that's more of a grounding posture. So if you feel like, things are chaotic or you want some healing, you want something really to make you feel centered, palms down is more of that type of hand posture. But choose what feels good for you. You might do one hand up, one hand down. That's fine. Some people like the chin mudra, which looks like this. That's fine as well. So find something that feels good. And we're going to start by relaxing the body. So first, just bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Imagine that area is warm and relaxed. Relax your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Relax your mouth. And if you find your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth, see if you can relax it and let it drop to the bottom of your mouth. Let it rest behind your teeth. Relax your shoulders, your arms, your forearms, your hands. Relax your chest and your belly, your hips, buttocks, thighs, calves, and feet. And then just scan your body from head to toe. See if you notice any place that you need to check in and release or relax. Make sure you're comfortable here for the next few minutes. And then we're just going to bring our awareness to our breath. We breathe all day long. Sometimes we hold our breaths. Sometimes we take deep breaths. We might even hyperventilate. We usually don't pay a lot of attention to our breath unless we have a problem. Like you have a stuffy nose, or you have asthma, or so you have anxiety or panic. So normally we just ignore our breath. I want you to notice your breath. Can you notice your breath when it's calm and unbothered? And then focus your mind on the sensation right at the tip of the nostrils, right where the air enters and leaves the body. There's a very subtle sensation there. See if you can just notice that. And if you find your mind wandering, just redirect it back to the breath with no judgment, with love. And then let's get curious. So you might notice that the breath feels a little cooler on the inhalation and warmer on the exhalation. See if you can notice that. Can you feel the difference in the breath when it comes from the cool air around you versus the air after it's mixed with your 98-degree body? And again, if you find your mind wandering, just redirect it with love and compassion, as if you were talking to a child or another loved one. But keep your focus on the breath right at the tip of the nostrils. Breathing normally, just noticing. And then see if you can follow the breath a little bit farther. So you'll notice it enters the body at the tip of the nostril, and then it goes down past the nostrils to the back of the throat and into the lungs. And then it reverses that journey out the lungs, past the back of the throat, past the tip of the nostrils, and out back into the world. So see if you can follow that full journey of your breath. And if you find your mind wandering this time, I want you to redirect yourself with a pet name, something that you might call someone you love. So you might say, "It's okay, sweetie. It's okay, honey. It's okay, pumpkin. It's okay, sugar." Whatever pet name you want to come up with for yourself for this moment is fine. And just continue to follow your breath, noticing that journey from the tip of the nostrils, past the back of the throat, into the lungs, and then reversing the journey, redirecting yourself with that sweet pet name if you need to. And then on your next exhalation, I just want you to imagine that you're exhaling thick, dark smoke, and with it, any worries, anxiety, fears, concerns, any mental busyness, any physical ailments, any aches or pains. Just release all of that through the aspect of thick, dark smoke and watch it dissipate outside of your body. So continue to notice your breath. But on every exhalation, imagine that thick, dark smoke leaving your body, that feeling of confusion or worry, pain or anxiety, uncertainty, any mental busyness and lack of focus. Just watch all of that leave your body in the aspect of thick, dark smoke, and let that dissipate outside the body. And continue with every exhalation, releasing those worries, fears, and concerns. And then on your next inhalation, I want you to imagine golden radiant light coming in through the crown of your head, and with it, inspiration, confidence, faith, love, self love, compassion, self compassion, clarity, and physical wellness. So inhale that beautiful golden light through the crown of your head and let it bring you that confidence and inspiration, that feeling of wellness, hope, clarity, focus. Continue to breathe that light in on every inhalation, and on every exhalation, release any remnants of those worries, fears, or concerns. If you find your mind wandering, redirect yourself with the sweet pet name that you gave to yourself. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay, honey. we're learning. Just focus on the breath. Exhale any worries, fears, and concerns. Inhale that self love, gratitude, kindness, inspiration, faith, peace, and confidence in the aspect of that golden, beautiful light. And just cycle through those breaths on your own for a few moments. Enjoy that feeling of light. Let that light fill you so much that your body becomes full of light, full of peace. You might notice there's hardly any more dark smoke anymore. It's so faint, almost invisible or invisible. Let that light fill you up so much abundance and peace and joy and love and inspiration and creativity and confidence. Let it fill you up so much that you yourself emanate light so that anyone who comes into your presence can feel that beautiful golden light. Take a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, gently relax your concentration. Open your eyes slowly and come out of your meditation. Sometimes I get to such a peaceful place I don't want to come out, but we'll all come out slowly together. And then grab a pen and we're going to take a minute just to write your experience with your meditation. So I'm putting the timer on for 1 minute so you can write. Okay, so that was a minute, and let's go ahead and take another couple of minutes here just for a little bit of a breathing exercise. So we're gonna do a long breath, but what we're gonna do is a shorter count on the inhalation and a longer count on the exhalation. So our counts don't have to be exactly the same. I'll give you an example of 4 counts on the inhalation and 7 on the exhalation. But I want you to find what feels good in your body. For you, it might be 3 on the inhalation and 5 on the exhalation, or you might be 5 on the inhalation and 8 on the exhalation. The thing is, we want it to be a longer exhale than inhale. So I will do a little just demonstration. It's not a difficult breath. and then I'll start the timer so that we'll have, I think about 2 minutes to do it. Okay, so I'm going to inhale, 2, 3, and then I'm going to exhale to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So inhale, 2, 3, and then exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So see where the count feels good for you. And I'm going to speak the count for a couple times and then I'll leave you on your own. But I'm going to start the timer for 2 minutes. So if you're with me, we're going to inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is all through your nose. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then continue on your own. We're halfway through. Keep going. All right, so that was 2 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed that. That is a very accessible breath work that you can do where if you just want to calm yourself down. So you can do it if you're trying to go to sleep. You can do it if something is stressing you out. Taking the longer exhalation helps to calm your nervous system. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And all right, so now I'm going to talk about our mindset lesson, right? Um, so I was thinking, like, how do you navigate a chaotic environment? Like the past week and a half, if you pay attention to news, there's so much going on. And I was thinking, well, we don't want to check out. That was my initial thought. Like, I'm just going to not listen to anything. I had enough. I'm on vacation. But so we don't want to completely check out, right? Because this is our lives, this is our country, this is our loved ones, these are our family members and community members. Um, so my thoughts are to navigate a chaotic environment, first of all, stay informed, right? We want to take advantage action so we don't feel hopeless, but also focusing on self-love. And I had this experience recently um, where I was struggling with sleep, and I was trying all the things to do to get better sleep, and then I decided that I was going to take a bath. I haven't taken like every time I say this, it sounds so gross, but I know I'm not the only one because who takes baths anymore? So I hadn't taken like a bath, like a soak in a tub for years. And I decided that I was going to take a bath and hopefully it was going to help me sleep. And it did. But it also became this beautiful expression of self-love and of slowing down. Part of the reason we shower is because it's faster and we've got things to do. So the process of slowing down and nurturing and spending some time with myself was really, it was a little bit of a shift for me. Um, Now, I've told the story to some people. Well, I should tell you, the bath was like, with all the incense and the candle and the beautiful music playing, and I had gotten myself a bath pillow and like one of those little trays, although I didn't use the tray. But I was doing all the things to make it like this really rich, beautiful experience. I got washed off my crystals. I have the crystal, so it's honestly it's become my thing. It's become my thing. But so I've told some people this story and I've had people say, "Well, I don't have a bath at home." And now they're actually building new homes that don't even have baths anymore. They have showers, which it probably says a lot about our kind of capitalist culture where we always got to be moving and doing things and we're not supposed to stop. So if you follow my newsletter, you might have seen something go around with some ideas if you want to experience some of that without having a bath in your home. So you can do a foot soak. We can all put a basin under our feet and do all the things, the candles, the incense, oils, whatever it is that you like. Um, they sell shower steamers that you can put in your shower. They're a little pricey, but you could, or I think they are, but it could be a very nurturing thing for yourself, right? You put it in the bottom of your shower and it's supposed to make this whole beautiful experience. You can use a hot tub or steam room at a fitness center or something like that. And you can also anoint yourself. So, one of the things that I found myself doing after taking a bath, usually I shower and I oil and I keep it moving. Um, but I decided to get some really nice body butter. So, you can get something sweet to lotion yourself or beautiful oils to anoint yourself. So, I'm going to put this in the chat because, I teach about self love in there's a little section in 12 Steps to Mind Blowing Happiness about it. Um, one of the steps is self love. It's important, it's one of the foundational steps. But I was thinking about, after my bath experience, I was thinking about two ways to approach self love, right? There's the internal base, which is what I'm usually focused more on, which is how we feel about ourselves. And then there's the external, how we treat ourselves. So you had a little experience with that when I asked you to give yourself a pet name. Most people that I encounter, especially women, but I think everybody, struggle with the way that we talk to ourselves. So that internalized self talk, you might be yelling at yourself, or here I go again, or, the way that you speak to yourself. So it's helpful if you think of yourself as speaking to a child or someone that you love. And a nice way to trick your brain into doing that is to giving yourself a pet name. Because you can't really yell at yourself if you call yourself sweetie first. I don't, I don't think you can. But I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat for you guys here. And then we're going to do some journaling on this. But I want you to have this so you can see it. Okay. So it talks about internal based self love, how we feel, and then external, how we treat ourselves. All right, so let's get into it. So, internal, that's complex, right? It's typically going to be rooted in the messages that you got during your childhood, your different life experiences, if you have trauma, if it's heavy trauma or, not so heavy trauma, your personal mental health, like there's so much involved in there. But I want to give you a tip on how you can boost how you feel about yourself. So, one kind of little hack is to develop good qualities that you admire in other people in yourself. So, I'm going to put in the chat the first journaling prompt, and then we'll just take about a minute with it. Okay. All right. So, the first prompt is to think of someone you admire, or it could be a few people, and write down the good qualities they have that you admire. So I like Oprah Winfrey, she showed integrity at a time when we had really trashy talk shows on TV. So she showed integrity, she was always vulnerable, she was relatable, and she could speak to anyone, right? Nelson Mandela, princes, presidents, everyone, she speaks to them. Um, I admire Barack Obama because I think he's a great speaker. I think he's intelligent, well read, well educated, and he's funny. So those were a couple of mine that are examples. But just take a minute and think of one person at least, maybe more, that you admire and what qualities you admire in them. And I'll start the timer right now. It's a little bit more than halfway through. About 15 seconds left to finish that off. Okay, so that's done. And the next thing I'd like you to do is to write down a few ways that you can develop some of those characteristics in yourself. So I gave a couple of examples. It could be something like I can make a commitment to be more honest or to be more vulnerable. Maybe I'll share something with someone that I haven't shared before, or it could be, maybe I'll join a book club that reads books that are of substance, or join a speakers group to become a better speaker. So just take a minute here and think about what you might be able to do to develop some of those characteristics in yourself. That's about halfway through. All right, so we talked about it, internal self-love. That was about a minute. And so the next thing I want to talk about is this idea of external self-love. How do you treat yourself? So that could be how you talk to yourself, the way that you treat your physical body, and the way that you treat your kind of energetic body. Um, do you allow yourself joy? Do you allow yourself pleasure? There's so much like around sexuality that I've seen with young women and even older women where we're taught that we're not allowed to feel good. Um, so how do you treat your body, right? So I'm going to put something in the chat. And I want you to think, what are some of the most beautiful ways you've seen external self-love expressed? So it could be something you've seen in a movie, at home, in the media somewhere. Um, maybe like you see people on TV with the bubble bath with the wine and the candles, or maybe you've seen people meditating in a park or at a beach, or sleeping on a really fluffy bed or really beautifully fluffy, comfortable, luxury made mattress or bed, relaxing by a fireplace. I have not done this. I have to try this one with the shower eating oranges. It's supposed to be very fragrant and delicious. So maybe one day I'll try that. But what ideas do you have, or what have you seen as really beautiful ways for expression of self-love? And I'm going to give you a minute here. Got about 30 seconds. All right, so that was a minute, and we're going to keep it going. And you probably got the pattern. So now I want you to write down one or two ways that you can set aside time to show self-love for yourself in this kind of external way. So it could be, when you wake up, maybe you stretch for 5 minutes, or it could be, I keep talking about the bed because I bought myself some really nice pillows, but it could be something like that. Or I talked about the body butter, maybe scheduling massage. It could be, taking a fancy bath, like what I've kind of made my new um, self-love hobby. So take a minute here and think about what could you do? We've got about 15 seconds left here. Okay, so that was a minute. And so we want to set our mindset guidance for the month ahead. So I'm dropping in the chat now a little bit more directive around that. So when we set goals, we really want them to be, or the model I use is SMART goals. So they're specific, right? So we know it's for the month ahead. We can measure them. They're not so crazy that we can't attain them. They're relevant to you. They should be something that you actually want to work on. And they have some time period. So I gave a couple of examples here. You can build a goal around this idea of self-love that we've been talking about, or you can build it around the intention that you set at the beginning for your time here or for the month ahead. However that threads together for you. I gave a couple of examples. So one, say my intention is self-love for February, I might commit to taking a bath a week or a foot soak once per week and to listen to beautiful music and incense and anoint oils and all the good things that I enjoy. It's mine, it's mine. But whatever that might look like for you for self-love, but just being specific, right? So that it's once a week, right? Um, or if your intention is something like peace, that's kind of been my word for the year. Um, so it could be, you know what, I'm only going to look at the news once a day. I'm not going to completely check out, but I'm not going to, doomsday scroll all day. Um, and I will take some action. I'll decide something I can do this month, whether it's donating to a campaign or signing up for something or calling my congressman or whatever it is, so that I don't feel helpless, right? Because we're not helpless. We can do things. So those are a couple of examples. I'm going to give you a minute to put yours together, and I'll let you know when we have about 15 seconds left. All right, so that was a minute, and I hope you guys got to set some nice, sweet goals for yourself for the month ahead. Before we close out, I want to share a few updates and opportunities that I have to connect for healing, for community, and for self love. And then we're going to close out with tapping and with a few breaths together, the way that we started. So in February, I'm going to be announcing three new retreats. So the Ghana retreat's been on the calendar for a while, but I haven't really um, announced it or started taking deposits. So we're going to do that starting in February, and that is going to be in Ghana, West Africa from March 1st to the 10th of 2026. And I will also announce something local here in Atlanta, now that I'm back in Atlanta, and another more local retreat, not as far as Ghana. So stay tuned, look out for that. I'll be sharing information with you. I have an article coming out in Natural Awakenings magazine here in Atlanta, February 1st. It's called Self-Love is a Game Changer. I talk a little bit about my journey. I didn't always have pet names for myself, so I certainly didn't start there. But I think that you will enjoy it. I've been told it is inspiring. If you follow me, you'll get it because there's the digital copy that I will share. I'll also share it on my social media. And if you haven't gotten a copy of the Self Love and Confidence Blueprint, it's on my website. I encourage you to grab that. It's got some wonderful tips in there for women leaders. And if you are in this space and you're a woman, you are certainly a woman leader. And then if there's something that you've been working on for a long time, because sometimes, like, I work with clients and they've been working on self-love for years and they get in a cycle when they're still struggling. And, sometimes you need help. Like, even when I talk about my books, I started my journey with books and then I worked with coaches and therapists, and, sometimes you need help. So if you want some one-on-one support and accountability, I offer a 14-day coaching package. It's like a little starter package. I call it the Mind Blowing Happiness 14-Day Self-Love Starter Kit. And you get 2.5 hours of coaching time that you can split up however you want. So if you want to do like 5 30-minute session, or if you want to do 10 15-minute sessions, it's really flexible. It's up to you. I'll put the link in the chat if you want to learn more. It'll give you the opportunity to schedule a clarity call with me on Zoom. We talk for 15 minutes and you can see if that is something that might be helpful to you or that you are ready to invest in. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat if you want to talk to me about that. All right. Yeah, okay, so awesome. So we are going to go into tapping, which is one of my favorite things. And so EFT tapping, they call it emotional freedom technique, and it's a way of tapping your oh gosh, oh gosh, I can't think of the name right now. Your like acupressure points on your body. So when you do it with me, I think you're going to feel great afterwards. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to raise my hands just so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to. You can keep your hands in your lap or wherever they are. But we're going to start with the right hand, 4 fingers, tapping kind of this fatty part underneath the left pinky finger. And I just want you to start here. Just tap it. Tap, tap, tap. We're being kind with ourselves, so we're not tapping our way in any way that's painful or abusive. It's just a nice, good feeling tap. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to take the 2 fingers, so index and middle fingers of both hands, and you're going to tap right at the base of the eyebrow here. Now, when you get here, I want you to start thinking about something that's bothering you. I know the first thing that pops into my mind. I don't know what pops into your mind, but I want you to think about something that bothers you. And then take the fingers outside here. So this is all, we're tapping on bones. So you should feel that you're tapping on bones, acupressure points, right? So you're tapping on these bones. And I want you to think about whatever's bothering you. And then we're going to come to the bone under the eyes. Tap gently. You're tapping your face, so tap gently. And then when you get to this bone under your eyes, I want you to say to yourself, I'm safe in my body. I am safe in my body. Take the right two fingers under the nose, right at the bone here. I am safe in my body. I am safe in my body. Same two fingers under the chin. I am grounded and safe in my body. Grounded and safe in my body. All 10 fingers to the chest, right here at the bones, the clavicle. Tap, tap, tap. I'm grounded and safe in my body. Left hand under the right armpit, about 3 inches down, tapping with all 4 fingers. Tap, tap, tap. I'm grounded and safe in my body. All fingers over your head, crown of the head. Tap, tap, tap. I am grounded and safe in my body. Bring your palms down. Breathe into that. See if you can feel that. And then we're going to run through quickly on the other side. So now we're going to take the left hand, the 4 fingers, tap, tap on the right hand, 2 fingers, base of the eyebrow, tap, tap, outside of the eyes, tap, tap, under the eyes on the bone here, tap. This time, left hand is under the nose, left hand is under the lower lip, all 10 fingers to the chest. I'm grounded and safe in my body. Right fingers under that left armpit, all 10 fingers to the crown of the head, grounded and safe in my body. Bring the palms to rest. Let your palms face down in a grounding posture. We're going to bring our palms to touch. Rub the hands together. Right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly button. Inhale, let the belly rise and fall. Check in with yourself. How's your heart? How's your breath? Let's inhale together as a community. Inhale through the nose, let the belly fill. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale with a sigh. Let's do that again. Inhale. Let the belly fill. Exhale with a sigh. Last one. Inhale. Let the belly fill. Hold the breath at the top. Hold it. Hold it. Release it with a sigh. Go ahead and take that left hand to cover the right. Bring your awareness back to the intention that you set for our time today and that you set for the month ahead. Plant that intention on your heart. Bring your hands to prayer position at the center of your chest. Press those thumbs into your energetic heart, the heart chakra. And drop your chin to your chest with gratitude for showing up for yourself, for being in community. And then release that. All right. Thank you guys for showing up for yourself and for showing up for me for the Mind Blowing Happiness Circle today. Have a wonderful month. I hope to see you next month. Bye bye.